Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi friends, my name is Agung Sulaiman. Name 190730002. I studied at Padang State University, majoring in automotive engineering education. Now we will discuss about engine part, description, function, and construction. Cylinder barrel, chrome molybdenum or nickel molybdenum steel, used to guide on cell piston and to mount cylinder assembly to head. Barrel thread into head to form cylinder assembly. Cylinder wall and cylinder interior wall. Cylinder wall. Inside surface of cylinder barrel is hardened to a controlled amount of roughness. Rough enough to hold oil film, but smooth enough to minimize friction and wear. Plain steel cylinder walls are not treated to prevent wear or corrosion. Nitrided cylinder walls are hardened to reduce wear, but still rust as easily as plain steel walls. Nitriding is exposing the cylinder wall to ammonia at high temperature, and it hardens the wall of thickness of approximately. Chrome cylinder walls use chromium plating to resist wear and provide a corrosion-resistant surface. Cylinder might be chrome back to standard inside dimension if they become worn. Chrome is too smooth to hold oil without etching or channeling during the overhaul process. Cylinder wall coats. The cylinder wall is spread inward toward the tube so that as the engine warms up, the hotter top of the wall expands more than the bottom, creating a round barrel at operating temperature. Cylinder head, constructed of cast aluminum, provide combustion chamber and mounting areas for spark plug and valve spark. The cylinder head is designed to transfer heat by conduction to the fins and from the fins to the air by convection. The exhaust side of the head has the most fin as it runs the hottest. The head also might incorporate a drain line fitting to allow excess oil to return to the crankcase. Inter-cylinder drain lines on radial. Valve guide made of bronze, secured in the head by an interference or shrink fit. Valve seat made of chrome steel, stellite or brass, secured by interference fit. Crankcase. The crankcase holds all of the engine parts in alignment and support the cylinder and crankshaft. It provides a place to mount the engine to the aircraft. Constructed of aluminum alloy. Divide the section radial. Nose section, hose probe, shaft and bearing. Power section, mount for cylinder. Full induction section, intake taps, blower, manifold or supercharged. Accessory section, mount for magnetos, pump, generator or magnesium. Opposite crankcase sections are not as distinct as in the radial, and the crankcase split from front to rear instead of in radial section. Piston, construction aluminum alloy. Part include top, ring roof, ring land, skirt, and piston pin boss. Cooling fan on the bottom help the oil carry head away from the piston top. Cam-brown piston. Diameter of the piston is greater perpendicular to the piston pin boss. This compensates for uneven expansion during operation or becomes round at operating temperature. Piston ring general provides seal between cylinder wall and piston. Ring red on a thin film of oil. Conducts head from the piston out the cylinder and the fins. Material is cast iron and or chrome steel. Piston ring type. Compression rings are located at the top of the piston and seal the combustion chamber. Types include rectangular tapered wedge, compression ring, rectangular tapered wedge, half wedge, oil control ring on bottom of piston below compression ring, regulates oil film thickness on cylinder wall. Holes in ring and piston allow excess oil to drain back to crankcase. To max oil film, and the engine will use exercise oil, and too little oil cause head and insufficient lubrication. Oil scraper ring direct the oil away from or toward the oil control ring depending upon the requirement of the engine. Piston ring and gap. The gap at the ring allow for expansion and contraction and unevenness in the cylinder wall, but step and angle types. Always trigger the end gap during ring installation to prevent losing compression. Piston ring, piston pin or grease pin connected the piston to the end of the connecting rod. Constructed hardened steel, the pin is returned in the piston with clip or plug to prevent cylinder wall scouring. Typical Lycoming and continental pin are free floating, meaning the pin is not secured to piston. Connecting rod assembly, the link between the crankshaft and the piston. Normally steel, but some low-powered engines use aluminum to save weight. Cross-section is an H or I. Types include plain rod, fork and blade rod, master and articulate. Plain type rod used on inline and opposite engine. Small bushing at piston pin and it pressed in plate at rimmed to final dimension. Large and off-road includes a cap, bolt, nut, and plain bearing insert. Rods are numbered as to cylinder and for a cap to a rod alignment. Used on V-type engine, one rod inside another allow cylinder to be aligned and to share a common location on the crankshaft. Master and articulating rod used on a radial engine. Use knuckle pin to retain articulate rod to master. Crankshaft. Change reciprocating motion of piston into rotating motion to drive propeller. Constructed of chrome, nickel, molybdenum steel, maybe one piece or as many as 3 separate pieces. The propeller mount to the front of the crankshaft using a spline taper of length. The crankshaft rotates within the crankcase and is supported by bearing journal. Crankshaft throw on crankpin are off center and account for the retracting motion of the piston. Crankshaft main